Junior X30 final is coming up next. And again, this is going to be an exciting one. We just don't know, again, between these drivers, who could be on top in the top 3 spots of this grid. Ladies and gentlemen at home, I would buckle in, get ready, get the Schweppes at the ready, and watch what is set to be an absolutely amazing 14-lap final here. Zach Green and Harrison Mackie, Tyke Butley and Nikita Nikishov with Didier Kreeft and Benjamin Magnac start this one on the 3rd row of the grid. Toby Gale and Angelina Simmons go from row 4 ahead of Elvis Krakowskis and Konstantin Titze from row number 5. Federico Thwadelati and Aston Sharp round out row 6 ahead of Jorn Helder and Senna Munier on row 7. It's Quintin van der Wellen and Jakob Bachler on row 8 with Moritz Moore and Louis Brasway on row number 9.
Row number 10, Stig de Radermacher and Felipe Reis, followed by Archie Lowen and David Minchuna, row 11. Then we have Arthur de Donker and Riley Cranham. Row 13, Matteo Melis and Emilio Byrne, followed by Evan Purcell and Milas Malik. Row 15, Rock Pinera, as well as Nat Johnstone, Ben Gertz and Alex Pinera on row 16, followed by Katrina Hay and Jay Yarochen, following at the back end of the grid by Carolina Redondo de Blas, as well as Matteo Berruccio. 36 competitors onto the track, getting into the warm-up laps under the eyes of our race control personnel, with in the middle Joanna Falcao, surrounded by Sara Blanco and Mikel Redin. These three pair of eyes watching closely anything that's happening on the track with the help of up to 40 different cameras. These are our officials reporting to the other officials, making decisions about anything happening on track between the drivers themselves with the help of the marshals. So there's a lot of people, a lot of pair of eyes, making sure that each of those races is being run according to the book. And we've had our fair share of penalties given out all throughout the course of the qualifying heats. Aston Sharp is on a full set of used tires onto this grid, starting from further back on the grid. Aston Sharp, it will be P12. As for the rest of the competitors, don't forget that the juniors had 2 sets to go from qualifying to that final. Some of them being able to manage those tires better than others remains to be seen in terms of rhythm. But in just a few moments, we'll start getting some answers.
We certainly will do. Some drivers have deployed those full new slicks as we go green and racing, and it is Zach Green who leads the way going into turn 1. Sharp fighting the wheel there, so is Buckley. Buckley holding on to it as they go 4 wide in towards turn number 2, and there has been some drivers who have been caught out at the exit of turn 1. We'll let you know who they are very, very soon, but the race goes on. Look at the train that's opening up, and it's the 115 of Felipe Rice, unfortunately for Fusion Motorsport, who has had drama in the opening lap. The same for Alex Pineda for the Auto Club RC2 Valeas team from Spain, also has had drama on the opening lap. Green leads the way, Mackie on the rear bumper, Nikita Nikishov still there in 3rd place with Tyke Butley in 4th.
And the race and the battle are on. Lap 1 completed.
Didier Kreeft.
Yes, indeed. Didier Kreeft making his way past. Brilliantly made up to P4 for the Dutchman in front of Tyke Butley. So that's another place. And there's the switch in turn number 1. Beautifully made by Harrison Mackie. And that keeps on going between some of the drivers further back into the hairpin. But what a move and overtaking that has been achieved by the Fusion Motorsport driver who finds himself in the lead.
Gale down the inside. Oh, how close could you get there? And he just squeezed his way through, and the same as Tyke Butley as well. Now they're battling away with, I think, Jorn Helder in there, who was just squeaking his way through as well. Or was it Elvis Krakowskis? I think it was.
Might have
so
been, yeah.
Krakowskis in the number 20 Mole Racing kart, yes, that's just been squeezed down the order a little bit there now as the whole field sweeps their way through, back down the back straight again into the final corner. Things have calmed down at the front. They've got themselves sorted out, but all the way in the background there, it's still a 36-car battle all the way to the front.
And the gaps slightly extending themselves. Harrison Mackie, Zach Green, 2/10 of a second all the way down. And then Nikita Nikishov, then Didier Kreeft in 4th, Toby Gale, Tyke Butley. Spartanadi Federico climbing 4 places up to P7 from Senna Meunier, Jorn Helder, and Angelina Simmons-Torres. Riley Cranham is on the charge, 12 places gained for him, and the fastest lap for the Fusion driver up to currently P11. as he was 24th on the grid, would you believe, in the course of 1 lap and a half. Impressive performance for the British driver, as some others have lost a couple of places in the process. Constantin Titze has lost 11th place, unfortunately. He's trailing on in the outside of the top 20 at the moment, but we do still have everybody in, 36 drivers on the entry of lap number 4. 14 to go through, as Harrison Mackie is extending his lead in the championship if he stays where he is. 68 for Ted Buckley, 85 for Harrison Mackie. That will be more than comfortable heading to the Homo champion of Genk, but the race is still very long, as Nikita further back. This is Nikishov, and this is the 62. Yes, Toby Gale indeed getting ahead of Nikita Nikishov of P4.
Yes, indeed. Now, with that battling happening, Ty Buckley is able to close back in. Now, Buckley's there in P6, second in the championship, trying to push his way through. Now, Green closes up to just 10 points between himself and Ty Buckley, with that second place result at the moment. But this could all change here. Green is in a really powerful spot to affect this championship standings. If he gets it in front, he will certainly close up the likes of the others in that championship fight of Mackie and Buckley. But Buckley needs to get on board with this one here. He's still there behind, and he's getting on board with this one. Down the inside of Nikita Nikishov, and he moves up into P5 right there in the background. You can see that one. Now, this is excellent stuff. Fastest lap of the race there for Buckley. He has got the pace now, and he is closing in to the 4 up ahead.
That's going to be interesting for sure, as when it comes to Harrison, Zach Green, I think another 5 points would do him good. And he's thinking about it, going around the inside and takes the lead back to Harrison Mackie. Quick look over the shoulder, and the British driver, you could see him gesturing to his fellow countrymen of staying together. Let's try to work this thing out, because otherwise we're going to find ourselves with a lot of drivers behind trying to snitch that victory away, as it is up to 4 of them in the same picture, pretty much trying to get close. Mackie has to counter attack. He was saying to Zig Green to keep him pushing, to keep pushing away from DJ Kraft and Tommy Gale. Look at those 5 drivers for the moment, almost 5. Oh. And one of those,
it's a premium karting. It's Katrina E, I believe. Katrina E out of this race. That is a well, a terrible thing to see, unfortunately, for the young female racer from Malaysia. Certainly having a tough weekend here. Here's a replay. This is Gale going down the inside for P3 on Didier Kreeft, and getting that one done while we just cut away from that one. So back here with that battle. Now there is Katrina E's card. I think that might be a breakdown, actually, more than anything, and I think it's just been placed there. That's a big shame.
Yeah, because we haven't seen that many incidents in that particular part of the track, so disappointment for Katrina Hay, that's for sure. We're back with the leaders on lap number 7, halfway through that junior final. Zach Green and Harrison Mackie split by nothing, not even a meter between those two. Toby Gale, Ted Buckley. I was going to say that at the moment, with the first position in hands, well, Ted Buckley is still in second place, where it keeps actually gets the gap down to 9 points between Harrison Mackie and Ted Buckley. If it stays like that, Buckley could actually get another position in the bag, and getting even closer in the championship to Harrison Mackie. For Zach Green, it's all comes down to stay where he is. Always easier said than done. Ted Gale a little bit on his own from 3rd place. Under the pressure of Ted Buckley, Didier Kreeft, Nikishov down in P6. And once again, run the inside of turn number 1. Harrison Mackie, this time around, is not able to shut that door. And there's a switch of position. Zach Green saw that P1 taken away from him for a brief moment, taking the positions back, shutting the door, and that is going to keep actually Harrison Mackie into the close of Toby Gale, Buckley, Kreeft, Nikishov, all 6 drivers pretty much as one entering the chicane. We're entering the second part of the race, ladies and gents, and now the tension is rising even more.
We have a fight on our hands here, and it's all between these top 6. Kreeft going back down the inside of Buckley. Buckley, though, well, he doesn't want to start going defensive because he wants to try and stick with these top 3 as much as he can. I think he needs to just try and employ these 2 drivers behind him to, like, please, can you push me up to these runs, because, you know, I'm still fighting in this championship right now. Mackie back down the inside, that will help him out. And now here comes Gale. Gale to the inside, he's going to get involved in this one. Now this really does change the championship just that little bit more, with now more drivers coming in throwing in the spanners and the championship works that is the lead between Harrison Mackie and Ty Buckley. Buckley's back into second place now in the championship standings, and there's now 9 points between the two of them. Green, though, is going to fight back. He's going to go down the inside. That will affect it even more now. Buckley breaking away. He's going to have to go defensive here now. He sends it back down the inside. Nikita Nikshov follows as well. Here comes Didier Krief. They go 3 wide in towards the final hairpin. My goodness me. They are 3 wide on the exit as well as they whiz past the commentary box here. But crucially, Mackie and Gale lead the way now, but Gale's got nothing to lose. Gale's got nothing to lose. He wants first or nothing because he sits 5th in the championship standings.
Yeah, he has too many points adrift from the rest of the field, the rest of the contenders to play a part in this championship as for now. But as you said, he has nothing to lose and he's going to go for the win. That's certainly the result he had been expecting. The win is there for the taking. Harrison Mackie won't be an easy one to control. We've seen him on 3 separate occasions making his move stick on the inside of turn number 1. Last time it actually did work out because Zach Green, we've completely lost pretty much the British driver. It was P5 at some point, just got ahead of Nikishov and coming back to P4 just before. You can see him now. He's still having a bit of a gap to work out, 0.6 of a second to climb to get close enough from Ty Buckley. Entering turn number 2, different racing lines. Will begin his straight to shake up a little bit. Harrison Mackie, who's going defensive, entering turn number 4. He's shutting that door halfway to that short straight. That could go the way of Ty Buckley, switching the lines, trying to get the best of his opponent coming to the chicane. There's no way you can actually make a move stick in that category into that right and left, into the hairpin. That's another story. As run inside, there's a first attempt, at least trying Tommy Gale to shake up a little bit Harrison Mackie, but doing that is going to lose second place. Ty Buckley dive on the inside, and you could see actually Tommy Gale, as soon as he was overtaken, gesturing to his opponent, okay, I'm just right behind you. Make nothing out of it, just keep pushing, because otherwise Harrison Mackie is getting away.
He certainly is. The gap's opening up, but now Gale's going to fight on it. Oh, Buckley goes defensive again. He doesn't want this. He wants to close in on Mackie as much as he possibly can. We are on lap 12 of 14 right now. Gale back down the inside, gets through past Green. Green back down to P4, but Green fights back through turn 5, and he's back into 3rd place. Now Gale's on the back foot, and keep an eye because Nikita Nikshov is back into play. Didier Krief is back into play. Helder, Fidelity, Cranham, Magnac, still the top 10. Riley, Cranham, we've only just clocked it, 15 places gained in this race, and he's just off the back of this lead battle. Absolutely superb drive for the young Briton. Here's a replay then, what happened here? So Mackie checks over the shoulder, sees that Gale's saying go, but then Mackie says, well, he's going to start defending a little bit here. And now Gale's saying, it's like, all Gale wants people to do is go forward. And right now they're defending. Right, this is closed back up. Buckley is on that rear bumper of Mackie. This is a championship battle here, ladies and gentlemen. If Ty Buckley can get in front of Harrison Mackie, this will help them out and they will go into that final round in Genk. Near on joint on points between the two of them. There'd be only 2 points separating them. So they need to get it. Well, Buckley needs to get this one done if he wants to really help him out in this championship fight.
Sorry, I'm going to have to correct myself there, Anthony. Actually, Ty Buckley might take the lead of the championship because
I thought he would.
Harrison Mackie is at 85 at the moment. He would lose those 5 points that would go to Ty Buckley at 78. So it would actually go to 83 to 80. So there would be split by 3 points. The lead is going to Ty Buckley into the final lap. Ty Buckley is taking the lead on that final here in Wackersdorf. Then Harrison Mackie trying to counter-attack. Watch out for Zach Green. Zach Green is the third driver into that battle. Coming back at him. Creeping the curve into the chicane. Only a few corners and meters left into that final with the Fusion driver stuck in between.
He comes back
there he goes in the middle. Zach Green goes with him. but Tyke Buckley is resisting. Keep that second place alive. Only a few meters left, but Harrison Mackie is back in the lead.
Buckley's got the inside line, but so is Green. They're going into the final corner, 3 wide. Buckley on the inside line, he gets the door slammed on him. Mackie is going to make it to the line in his second final win of the season, and he maintains his championship lead going into the final round in Belgium. It is Harrison Mackie back on top in the IAME Euro Series in the final in Junior X30. Well, what can you say about the young Briton? Absolutely lightning there. Now, Green finished in second place. It wasn't Buckley. That nose chopping off on that final corner really scuppered Tyke Buckley. And now Green finishes in second. Toby Gale finishes third. Tyke Buckley, who was going for the lead into the final corner, ends up off the podium in P4. Well, the championship standings, there they are on your screen. Provisional, of course, provisional with a capital P. Harrison Mackie, 85 from Tyke Buckley, 71. It's still going into the final round. Near so close in the championship. Green, though, has really helped himself out, but no, he sits a good chunk behind Harrison Mackie, so that's going to be a really tough weekend for him if he wants to make a dent in that one. So it looks like it's going to be Mackie and Buckley